the largest Zeptolab developer response to the community ever. Do you guys think Boulette Eggroll is pay to win?
Yo, I don't think Boulette Eggroll is paid to
Yes,
win.
Boulette Eggroll is paid to win.
My head is going to be served on a plate for this.
Any last words?
The devs are probably watching this and they're like, these people are crazy. They are giving us all these suggestions.
I nearly quit Boulette Eggroll.
Ramsey is currently the weakest character in the game. Does Kitsune Lynx wear underwear? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Chris Kyle. I am very honored to have invited three creators, Spacing Gaming,
Hello.
who mixes solid theory and tutorials with exciting gameplay, Boulette Eggroll, aka Mr. Pew Pew, who has a lovable character and makes absolutely amazing hero idea videos, and one of them is very similar to Alta. And we also have Zitzzo, meme video creator, who also created a 1v1 series where he's going to fight the best players in Boulette Eggroll. Today, the four of us are going to go through what could be the largest Zeptolab developer response to the community ever. An Ask Me Anything session covering hundreds of community questions, from hero balance, new heroes, and game modes, and many, many more. So, what are we waiting for? Let's go! Woo!
Let's go.
First question. Why does every new hero feel stronger than the previous ones? What do you think?
I fully agree with the answer that devs gave us. It's basically what they said. When a new hero comes out, we don't know anything about them, just a theory. So we don't know how to face them, we don't know how to kill them, and so I agree with this response.
Yes, same here as well. If you think about it, every new technology that comes out is always better than the old. So the same logic applies here. But the moment, for example, Alta, the moment everybody starts to clock, his mechanics, everybody is able to counter him more easier in comparison to when he first released. So yeah.
Definitely. So it's about knowledge, right?
Yeah, like they said, new heroes don't feel OP because they are OP. They feel OP because they are unfamiliar to us, the players playing the game.
I also kind of agree. I think the developers have a point, but I do think some new heroes are broken. Because let's look back in history. We have Vi, right? We have Alice. You can't really say which new hero is stronger because they're kind of they can be broken in different ways, right? What about?
I started playing when the Vi was available in Star Pass, and I just hated her. And I was so glad they nerfed her so fast after I started playing. But I remember how broken she was.
We do have to agree that Star Pass heroes bring some new mechanisms. And I think that's where the conflict occurs, because when the new mechanisms come in, they're going to outmatch some old school mechanisms, like if not all of them. For example, just think about Hurricane and his shield. How many Star Pass heroes can counter that shield? Well, we have Vi, right? And then we have Sprinkle and Ramsey.
Yeah.
And Genji.
Tess.
Tess. Yeah. Just think about it. So these unfavorable interactions are very, very difficult to fix, and then they're going to persist because you can change the stats, but then you can't really completely redesign a skill or passive mechanism. And the last part of this response is actually related to balance. So let's go on to the next question. How do you define balance? Very big question. And how do you know if a hero is balanced rather than weak?
Well, I asked this question to devs, and I was
it's
really
from
happy
space.
that they answered it, but I'm not satisfied with the answer here. It's really, really in general, they didn't say anything specifically. It matches just partly my idea of a balance, and I think that the idea of many players. How do you know if hero is balanced rather than too weak? So there are heroes better for teamwork. They need to be a little weaker than heroes for solo playing.
More assist type, right? Like give team buff.
And there are heroes who are more for offense and defense. If hero is For defense, like Skytech Megacorp members, they need protection, and if they can't protect themselves, they are very vulnerable to damage. It might tell that the hero is unbalanced, but in this specific region. So
Okay.
heroes can be imbalanced in many ways.
The latest addition, Alta, to me is one of the most balanced heroes. And I probably think my head is going to be served on a plate for this because I know
Oh,
Alta is
I
currently
partially
most
agree.
hated.
What?
Yeah, Alta is one of the most hated heroes. But then I've come to notice that the people who hate him the most are they belong to the group that are not as skilled, and the group that are very skilled don't have a problem with Alta. In fact, they dominate Alta. I'll tell you the hero that was broken the most, and that was Scratch. Scratch had
Yeah,
insane damage and
Yes,
insane
yeah.
yes.
defense. Like you
And
couldn't
his
get through
shield.
Scratch, especially with his shield and his
And he could
shotgun.
do
Once
so
he's
many things
decided
with the shield.
exactly. So that to me was a broken hero. Very
So what do
weak
you think is
defense.
balance?
Yeah, when you have a good mix of offense and it's counterbalanced by how weak you are. So your strengths, pardon me, and your weaknesses is what makes you balanced.
Yeah, I also kind of agree with the equilibrium concept that you guys and also Zeptolab pointed out, but I don't think Zeptolab explained it really well. We need anchorage, right? We need a reliable reference point for what is balanced because they haven't really addressed what's solidly within their control. So if I were a developer, when designing heroes, I would probably work very hard to address mechanisms. You can always change stats to adjust how strong a character is, but whether a mechanism is broken or not is permanent. The main question I would ask myself when I design an ability is there an equilibrium between the cost and the gain of the ability or mechanism? So the cost is going to be, is it easy to use well? You need to think, to aim, to react, or even practice to use the ability skillfully. And also, there are opportunity costs. So, do you have to give up something for the ability? Like for Slayer, okay, you have to expose yourself, right? Well, whenever you shoot, you decide to shoot, you need to face a super long cooldown. So that's the opportunity cost. And then on the other side, of course, you also have to gain after or during the ability. Like how much damage or destruction do you deal with the ability? How much advantage do you get? Is it easily counterable? So if the cost and the gain becomes disproportional, then it's definitely a broken ability. But if it's a positive correlation, then it's a balanced ability.
Yeah.
Now, we're going through some more of the balance questions. We have old hero rebalances. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I found
Well,
this very interesting that it was increased because it now completely
It
it
defeats the
defeats the
purpose
point
of
of
being invisible,
yeah.
doesn't it? It could have been much better if they leave the noise as it should be and instead just work on how much damage they cause when they come out.
One was a menace when he came out as well. That hook could extend longer than some people's futures. He was just a menace.
Yeah.
So that hook damage reduction of that was great.
Yeah, he deserves it. Like Hook
Also,
is more like
his reach is too much. I don't know. It's up there with the longest things on earth.
yeah. I think Hook should be more like a functional thing instead of like damage causing
The
much
damage.
causing too much damage.
When this guy locks on you, no matter how fast you try to run, his scope is sticking to you. So I don't think
Yep.
they should have left the damage already how it was because
And they also increased his magazine size. So meaning if he has
yeah,
this thing, the magazine upgrade, if he kills one guy in your team, he could automatically kill
He can
everyone else.
disarm and then start
Yeah.
killing. And
Yeah.
and he can already reload during that disarm.
Yeah.
exactly.
that's what I said, that old heroes are getting new talents and talents like slight makeover, not damage increasing, but passives changing. That's, in my opinion, what's important for old heroes.
Yeah, because stat change is quantity. If you want a quality change, that's going to be passives, right? Or mechanism. The Molly nerf. Like she's disarmed when she's hit with an explosive when she's underground, right? So I know this is controversial. Like a lot of people complain, "Hey, yeah, Molly is unplayable now. Molly is trash now. Why do you do this to her?" But let me explain. I think the reason people think Molly's nerf is unreasonable is actually because it is one of the few actually balanced abilities in a world of broken mechanisms. So Zeptolab is going in the right direction with this one because Molly now takes skill to play. You need to be aware of your surroundings when you burrow. You need to dodge explosives. And then you get to disarm your and ambush your enemies, right? But if you don't use the ability well, you get punished. And then the enemy is rewarded for a good explosive hit. And so that's what I think every balanced ability is supposed to work. Many hero abilities have to be reworked. So there has to be a clear gain condition. There has to be a clear punishment condition for good and bad ability users.
I mean, they do say it's the tactical um shooter game. So you kind of have to think before doing something.
Yeah,
You
it's
can't just
supposed
rush
to be
in.
like that. It's supposed to be like that. And Molly is a good example.
Yeah.
Ramsey is currently the weakest character in the game. And what's the point of Cyclops in the game? He's very weak and useless. Well, why is
Cyclops is very good, bro.
will there be balance changes for Scratch? Yeah. So I think we agree that Scratch needs to nerf, right?
His shield definitely should be
Too many
buffed.
functions. You get speed buff.
When it hits me, when I'm playing Twinkle, one hit and I'm dead. Like, that's crazy, bro.
It's
One
like
hit.
one hit. Yeah, sometimes when it bounces several times, it's gonna one shot snipers and SMG. So it does too many things. It gives speed buff, damage reduction for himself, and then it gives debuffs. It gives firing rate and firing spread debuffs, and then it even tracks the next uncovered target automatically with increased damage. So how is that auto tracking thing skill related?
The only thing I would do is to reduce his field of view, just so that he's not able to see as much. If you're going to be that dangerous, you have no business seeing everybody. I'm going to limit it, just so that it's harder for him to really work his shield. Yeah, that's the only thing I'll do, because I think right now Scratch is good, and there are many heroes that can counter him. Well, not many, but there are a good number of heroes that can counter him, especially shield heroes, whether it's Force Shield or the normal shield. Vi can counter him. Tess can definitely counter him. Molly can counter him. But I feel sorry for the people who toss projectiles. Then those are the guys who really suffer in the hands of Scratch and long-ranged heroes. But just reduce his field of view is the only thing I would do.
Yeah, just because a hero can be countered doesn't mean he's balanced, because he still kind of crushes the other heroes, right? How about we actually reduce the shield speed so that they can see? Of course, they can see, but then trying to hit that shield will become more difficult. And maybe even we delete the whole damage increase thing when you bounce it. Or maybe stop it somewhere. Maybe you bounce once, you bounce twice, okay, you get the increase, but then afterwards you don't get further increases because it gets crazy. Not sure if you guys would agree with that.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's a good
point.
I used to play Smog. Smog has small vision, right? But you still have to shoot rockets, and it's super rewarding when you just get the right shot. But you don't actually need a lot of vision for that. So Pew Pew is right. Maybe it actually encourages skilled play when you have a smaller vision, but you still have to land shots. That means you have good understanding of the map. You have good prediction of the enemy, and a good idea of where to shoot.
Yeah,
I think that's cool. Yeah, reducing vision is a solution.
All I have to say is Quan's hook. Reduce it. Zeptolab, are you watching this? Reduce his range.
Reduce Quan's range. Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
I also agree.
So, well, let's move on to drones then. Are there plans to change the drone system where you get punished for killing an enemy? Reduce drone HP 20 by 30%. That's reasonable. Reduce shield, yes, and rework toxin. Yeah, that's actually a good point.
I do agree, because I'm looking at some of the drones here. Like wait,
Oh yeah, why don't we look at the
I'm-
stats right now?
I'm looking at God right now. God has 1,589 health at
Yeah,
level
they have
6. They have
ridiculous amounts of health.
yeah, they
Okay,
have a lot of
I have
health.
a maxed out Med Pro. It's
Yeah.
like
Um,
1,948 health. That's like
That's too.
that. Well, what
Even the
character has
scouts don't have
1,900?
that amount of health.
Like that's an Arnie.
1,900
Arnie has how many health?
at
Arnie is
Celestial.
Arnie
I
has
have more than
2,400.
1,000. Yeah,
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 but that's not a big difference. The drones are
yeah.
almost there.
The drones are
Vi has
almost like
1,400.
enforcers. Oh.
Yeah, it's
So the
ridiculous.
drone has more health than Vi, a
Yeah, and
hero
it's
that should. Okay, that's crazy.
that's unbelievable. Like sometimes we don't notice it because the health
Yeah,
bar
I
is
haven't
so
actually
short.
paid. Yeah, it's so small, so you don't really
Yeah,
know
it's
that
just
it's
small.
1,000 something.
It's not visually obvious,
Yeah.
but when you really check the stats, you realize how bad this is. Well, so
Yeah.
now that we're in agreement with how broken the drones are, how do you guys want to fix it?
Well, the first one obviously reduce their health.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I'll reduce their health. The damage, I don't really think they should reduce the damage. Agent's damage might be questionable, but he kind of shoots like one bullet at a time. And
Mhm.
also the aim is not really there. So it could miss anytime. So I think that's fair. And a
Okay,
toxin.
but toxin needs a nerf. How?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
How are
Toxin
you gonna
should
nerf
deal
Toxin?
percent of damage instead of amount of damage. Because, for example, Angel has like 500 or 600 of damage, and if Toxin deals 300 damage, that's 2 seconds and you are basically dead.
It
Or
also has to
5%
stop
damage,
earlier, I think. Either it stops when it reaches a certain percentage of the enemy's health, or it has to end faster. With the new drones, the first day the new drones are released, I wrote a passage to the developers. I complained how unfair it is for a teammate of mine. It's a Slayer. He clutched the game. He killed all 3 enemies of the same team, but he lost it because he couldn't possibly kill all the drones when he had to keep repositioning and shooting. And then he ended up losing the game. And that was so unfair. So if I were to rework, I think I would definitely cut the shield durability, or to be more aggressive, delete the shield. I think we should do that because, and then maybe we should just deny the drone's ability to shoot after the hero is down. It is ridiculous enough to have to clean up drones after you killed an enemy, and it gets even more ridiculous to get killed by the drone of the enemy you knocked out. And then
Yeah.
it's totally counterintuitive to design this when your game is supposed to be a fast-paced shooter. If you have to clean up the drones, it just slows everything down, and then it makes the gameplay a lot clumsier. But if you lose a shootout, you're supposed to die. It's that simple. If we're going to take
I like
an
that.
even further step, maybe we should just disable drone revive. Except for ally Zenith. Okay, not even your own Zenith, ally Zenith. So that the drones can actually focus on performing the function they're designed to do and nothing more. So yeah, do you guys have any ideas if you want to design a new drone or something?
Yeah, I'll come in here. So I totally agree with you with everything you have said. I think those shields are ridiculous. They are too strong. Because, like you said, if you lost a 1v1, then you were supposed to die. So now having your shield be the for you is just ridiculous. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, you already have to kill the drone, and then the drone has a shield. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, like it's crazy. And I also agree with you to eliminate it for now. If I was going to design a shield, create a drone that can teleport, basically, to
Teleport.
find it down. Yeah, to teleport, find a downed ally. And just like Alice's portal, when you want to take a downed ally to a safer spot to revive them,
That's
you can
crazy.
that would be good. I can just send my drone. Okay, go revive this downed enemy. if at all I was going to create a new drone. So it go finds the down power line enemy wherever it is. Yeah, that would be the drone I would create.
How about if
That's
that
a
drone?
good drone idea.
Yeah. What about if that drone carries the ally back to you, and then it can be shot down in the middle? Maybe it can be shot down in the middle.
Yes.
Oh, that's
that
really
makes it
interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm. What about gears and weapon tuning?
I'm kind of still trying to study the modes, how they work and everything.
Oh.
But I know they do give you an advantage and a trade-off.
Well, for me, I'm not a very big fan of mods because even though they do have a trade-off, they also add stats to a hero. And so before mods were introduced, the stats actually have meaning. They're calculated and adjusted meaningfully. For example, a Slayer shot. Okay, you're not going to expect a Slayer shot to penetrate 3 walls plus a force field and still one shot a Satoshi with team heal, right? That's not supposed to happen by common sense. But now it happens because the mods are going to further boost the penetration. And it's the same with Bertha. Neither is Bertha supposed to shoot through a force field at all, right? But now she does. If you max out the mods, you can shoot through a force field. So
Really?
yes. So I think
Great.
the introduction of mods actually breaks this original stats balance in the game. I don't think it's a healthy phenomenon for the game environment. So perhaps maybe they can balance it back out by adding things that, again, on the other side, they can boost the force field penetration resistance. But it's kind of a weird way to fix things. Like you're inflating everything. Combat and game stats and controls.
Well, about time to kill, I really don't like when okay, Slayer may one-shot a lot of heroes, but when Raven needs half a second to kill another hero, I really don't like it. And other SMGs has really high DPS,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't like it. Time to kill increase would be cool, not for everyone, but it can be too short, you know.
Yeah, but you also have to take into consideration that Boulette Eggroll is meant to be fast. You know, they want everything to be fast. It's a small map. It's a lot of encounters. It happens in a flash and then it ends. But yeah, but if you're talking about thoughtful and tactical gameplay, it shrinks the potential for that because everything is happening too fast. Will a force wall or shield absorb explosion damage?
This is one of the interesting things that I had thought about for the longest time. For example, for shields or shield, I would have loved if you needed multiple explosives, maybe 2 at most. So maybe the first one would crack it, then the second one would damage it.
Wait, hang on. Then how are you going to stop an angel with a rocket? You need to shoot 2 rockets. That's going to be an eternity.
No. So maybe for 4 shields, because Angel already has pretty low health. So maybe for Bastion, maybe 4 shields because those are really those have like a small radius. I guess those can do with 1 shot. But 4 shields because I mean they're much wider. I think maybe 2 shots. It's just something I was thinking about.
Tougher, you know? Make it tougher.
Yeah, make it tougher. Yeah.
That would be a big change though.
Yeah. Another thing is for Bertha, like I feel if someone is going to shoot at a 4 shield, I feel Boulette should be able to deactivate it as well. Maybe if Bertha uses her suppression continuously on a shield, I feel like a shield should have its health as well, where constant bombardment.
It's going to weaken. Right? If you leave it alone, it recovers. But if you keep shooting, it's going to break down.
One. Yes, exactly. It's what I think.
I get it.
That makes it more interesting.
I like that idea.
They can combine the health bar with the duration bar. So if it gets cut down, it's gonna drop faster, the duration. Will there be an option to make holes for SMG users with a rocket? I think that's a pretty old idea. But at the same time, I see how dangerous this is. It's going to be extremely buggy if you make a hole
yes,
with
it
a
would be
rocket,
really difficult to develop.
You know, you're literally destroying the map.
I don't understand that point.
Have a lot of passages, though.
SMG gaps are designed to exist there. If you're creating new ones, then it defeats the purpose of the design, right? Okay, let's move on to the new heroes. How often are new heroes introduced? Do you think 3 months is a reasonable gap for Star Pass heroes? I think it's reasonable, but on the basis of what I know about Zeptolab, the Boulette Eggroll developer team is not like a huge team. Right? They don't have too much people to work on the game. So you can't ask too much from them. The reason why people think 3 months is too long right now is because the game doesn't have enough to entertain them, right? It doesn't have enough other things to entertain them. So they're just always looking forward to the new hero.
Right.
And also,
And then-
3 months might be a lot of time for people who's, some people might consider like let's say Alta. So people are fighting against Alta every time. They're complaining about Alta being so strong. So they're complaining for a whole 3 months. Some people might decide to quit during those 3
That
months
is
because they can't.
psychological.
Yeah, because they can't get access to Alta. So they are like, you know what? Let me quit the game because I can't play Alta right now because I have to buy it.
I think 3 months is actually pretty good spacing, especially because of the info you just provided about Zepto not having a huge team to work on heroes.
Yes.
Because I wouldn't want a situation whereby they shrink the timeline to maybe 2 months or one, and then heroes they release are like meh. I wouldn't want that. I think if
Yeah, we
that's the
prefer
case where
quality over quantity.
yeah, exactly. So if there's a case where people feel they need entertainment to fill in the gaps, then I think it now has to boil down to game modes. What can you
Oh yes,
do?
we're
You
going
know,
to touch on that in a moment.
exactly. So I think 3 months is a pretty good time to really get accustomed to a hero and learn everything you need to know about attacking or defending against a particular hero. And then it's also good build up for the next one. I think 3 months is perfect. I always look forward to the new heroes.
And it comes down to having new features, including heroes,
Yeah.
game modes, every now and then, instead of just looking forward to new heroes every 3 months. Do you plan to add new heroes with interesting weapon features or melee weapons? What do you guys think?
I think it's a terrible idea introducing melee weapons. I think what can be a better idea is if heroes have the ability to switch back to their secondary weapon when they run out of bullets rather than reloading. I think that would be a better mechanic. For example, Slayer. You know, if Slayer's short duration is extremely slow, and if he's
Yes.
facing multiple enemies, that's a problem. Now imagine if he's
switch your
able to
pistol.
exactly switch to your pistol and save yourself. Because in reality, that's the case. If you're a sniper and you're surrounded by multiple enemies, when they come really close to you,
Swapping
you
your
have to
weapon
switch
is
to
always faster than reloading. So you
reloading.
empty your
Exactly.
magazine and then you grab another gun and then you empty the magazine again.
Yeah. And I think it's good balance because everybody has about 5 bullets in the secondary
Yes.
weapon, right? Especially
Yes.
Slayer. Yeah, so I think
Yeah,
that would be
that
a
could be a
better
reason.
idea.
That
Yeah,
could be a
than
reason.
melee.
New game modes.
I don't want to use the word hate, but I don't like the arcade mode, that zombie where you have to fight a bunch of zombies, you have to save the scientist and then wait for the train. Hate that mode so much. I think it's an absolute waste of time, and it needs to be removed. I hate that mode so much. It's so pointless. I get so bored. I'm like, if they introduced
Yeah,
enemy teams, like teams had to race to complete a mission of saving the scientists quicker, then that would have been more interesting. But having everybody just fight against zombies, come on, it's so boring. But let two teams go against one another. Who can kill the most zombies in the game, and who can save the most scientists? Who can blow up the most zombie ones? I think that would have been much better. Yeah.
I do have a idea for a game mode. It's kind of like a speedrunner versus hunter type of game mode, like arcade and sabotage mode put into one. So basically, there are like 5 plays maximum, right?
Yeah.
And then there are 5 rounds. Each round is 1 minute long. At the start of each round, someone will be randomly picked as the hunter. So the hunter's job is to tag people. It's kind of like tag. Is to get close to people and then give them the hunter's role. The hunter has a bomb attached to him. So when the 1 minute timer is done, the hunter will blow up and he'll be eliminated. So essentially, you have to escape the hunter, but there are like ability charges on the map, like arcade. So you can pick abilities, but you can pick one ability at a time. Maybe like the shield, the blizzard mind, or a force field or anything. You can pick, but you can't kill the hunter. The hunter has an ability to stun you, but you can't kill the hunter. It can stun you for 5 seconds, and then the newly appointed hunter would stay frozen for 5 seconds for the
Before
other
they
guy
can
to
start.
escape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
cool.
think that would be a fun game mode.
Yeah. And
It's not
it's
about
still going to
killing.
be fast paced.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the most critical problem about the game modes, the current game modes in Boulette Eggroll, is that they lack creativity and they lack depth. So, for example, you let's look at Team Deathmatch. So we have Battle Royale Max Pro. It's extended, but the core of it doesn't change. It's still Battle Royale. It's a different map, but there aren't enough fresh elements. There aren't enough addition of depth for strategies. So the result we're seeing is that it gets cold. So the new modes will lose momentum, and then they will all become like a maybe slightly more fun version of Sabotage. I don't know. And then everything is already known. It's repetitive, and there's not much you can dive into and improve on or try out. Nothing really new that you can try. So
Yeah.
I think new game modes are urgently needed in Boulette Eggroll, but they can't just be new. There has to be more interactive or fun to explore mechanisms. And for me, I really like your hunter ideas and stuff. And I would look on the more competitive side though. And but first, I would state that I don't think this is a very good timing to do what I'm going to propose because of the player base problem of Boulette Eggroll. But what I'm going to add, if I were a developer and if the circumstances allow, it would be the rank mode. So because in Boulette Eggroll, we speed run every game, and we don't gain any solid achievement or recognition other than statistics and maybe some medals, and that is far from enough. I want more competitive atmosphere. So in ranked mode, I propose that we would have a fixed time of the day where ranked mode would be open, depending on the server, and people can join to be matched against other players only, no bots. And then the stats of every match it will be locked and translated into scores, and that score is going to decide whether you gain or lose ranked score. And then with the ranked score, you can go up to the higher ranks where you get matched with different opponents. And then that's not enough, because if we want to add more competition, we even need a ranking for every hero. So the hero score is going to be separate from the ranked score, but it's still going to be affected by your match stats. So the higher your hero score, the higher you go up on the hero ranking, and the ranking is going to look like, let's say, maybe S1 to S10 Slayer, A11 to 100 Slayer, and so on. And then you will have one server ranking and one world ranking. Now, the problem that I'm trying to solve here is that people are not willing to grind Boulette Eggroll because they feel like there's nothing meaningful to fight for. So this probably adds this huge dose of competitiveness into the game. But again, I kind of worry that with the current active player base, this is no longer a very viable idea.
A world ranking system would be cool because if you're on that
People
list,
would
you'll
fight to
be
the death
happier.
for that. People would fight to the death for that.
Yeah, that would be cool to add that to your profile.
Yeah, like oh, I'm S1 Slayer on Asia.
Yeah.
Yay, Chris Carl.
I like that.
That's it. That's actually a decent one. It would increase competitiveness. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we can start from there and then get to tournaments and more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then syndicates would be like, oh, we have S1 heroes here, okay. We have S10 heroes here.
I'm thinking back to some of the reasons why I nearly quit Boulette Eggroll,
Mhm.
and it's some of which are particular to the game modes. Uh, I mentioned the one of those arcade modes that I don't like is the Rescue Scientist. Another game mode I actually hate. I think this is even the worst. I hate is Squad versus Squad. The reason I hate Squad versus Squad is because one, it's too short and it's too
Yes.
high intensity. Yeah, like if why do I have to why do we have to one up one another and then it's done? How about you give us different tasks, squad versus squad? Let's do different. Maybe the first task can be okay, who can finish each other off the quickest. Another task in the same timing can be I don't know, just mix and match it. Then we switch. That just one match is just it's too quick. I'm like, what's the point? Because when you play with a lot of good players, you're almost like, okay, it's just a lot of bullets flying, it's a lot of aggressions, a lot of drones activated or deployed, and that's it. Like, okay, what are we doing? So it's to me, it's pointless. It's too high sensitive. It's just too quick. I don't know. I like to take my time. I
But
like to
there's not enough
strategize.
room. There's not enough room for a strategy to get implemented and to
And
for the
yeah,
interaction
it's
to
too,
develop. It just ends.
yeah, it just ends. And then by the time we go back to the lobby, then there's a lot of dialogue. Okay, this is what we can do better. Oh, let's maintain this. So it's like a lot of chatting and then very little gameplay. I'm like,
Yes.
nah, this is
Yeah. Oh, story mode. Story
not it,
mode.
bro.
What about story mode? What do you guys think? Will there be a story mode in the game? I actually thought about it as well.
Yeah,
I think it's a very good opportunity for Zeptolab to do what they haven't done, and that is to expand on the lore of characters and to actually create a
yes,
world and to actually create a worldview of the world of Boulette Eggroll instead of just relying on very plain uh, text description, plain and short
yeah,
text description.
yeah.
Yeah,
I agree. That's actually a different thing.
they can actually add PVE elements in there. Like there will be bosses they have to fight, or yeah, some challenges that are specially designed for a single player, or maybe they can get help. Maybe you can find a teammate, or you can get matched with a random teammate to finish different tasks. But yeah, again, it's going to be a lot of work, and I understand why they're not doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
They're
Just the
probably
thought of
putting
that.
most of their effort into new heroes, and that's all they can
New
do.
hero. Yeah.
It's kind
Just the
kind of
thought of
sad.
that. Wow. I'm trying to imagine a single player version of the Punisher, which is Alta, or Quan, because those guys have pretty interesting laws.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you can have the main storyline, and then you can also have the side stories of different heroes.
that's beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
because
then
right
and then
now
they can they can
because right now
decide
you
like
kind of have to go to the website
yeah,
to read their law.
yeah. You
You
can
can't
actually
Yeah,
be
really
part
read
of
it in
their
the game.
lore. You can be the character, and you can go through what he went through. But it can still be
exactly.
2D.
Ooh,
You can still be
that
in
would be
2D.
cool.
Then you will be sent to different maps, and then you interact with different NPCs and do different tasks, and then fight some strong bosses. I don't know. Make
Yeah,
it more develop the game content and make it rich. So maps and map features.
map features, yes, map features would be good. I was thinking a tree you could climb up in,
Sure, you climb
but that was
up.
just me being extra.
I have a
Miss-
big idea.
mm,
It's quite complicated, so I propose we make water bodies in maps. So they can be rivers, ponds, or even
Mm.
lakes. So how the water is going to work, it's going to be like Bush Pro Max. Once you enter the water, you can have two movement modes. You can be floating or you can dive. Just operate it with a single button. So when you're on the surface, you're visible far away, like you're on the ground, and you can also see enemies around. You can also shoot. When you dive, you'll become invisible. Unless another diving enemy gets close, just like in the bush. And then you can gain damage reduction underwater, but you cannot see far nor shoot. And then when you dive, there will be an oxygen timer that forces you to get back to the surface or back onto the ground to breathe. And then otherwise you start losing health like in the storm. And then for
That-
water bodies, they're gonna be immune to Shenji fire hunters. And then you can drop explosives in it, but then there will be a damage reduction. And to make things more fun, I think it's water, right? It can be flowing. So you can get speed increase or decrease when you move with or against the water flow. And then the faster you move, the harder it is to aim, and different water bodies will flow at different speeds. So that's what I cooked.
Yeah,
I think
that's
it's
interesting.
kind of
I think it's a good idea. I think it could be used as a travel method.
yeah, and you can
Yeah,
hide in it.
imagine doing that, dropping frozen mine in there, freezing the entire lake.
Oh no,
Yeah, oh, cool, oh, cool. Also,
Yeah,
there's a map. There's a map that has kind of like magma fragments on the ground. When I was first playing the game, I thought
you
that damaged you.
oh you
I thought
expect too much from the developers.
I thought that damaged you. They could they could
because
add
No,
and
that's
make
a
it's
that
good idea.
damage you.
Yeah, that's a good
yeah.
idea. I think it's when Quant introduced that map that had like lava on the floor. Yeah, one of those
Yeah,
maps. I don't remember it, but I miss the old maps. They need to. I don't think they need to stop maps to change maps. I think we need to have all these maps active, and I think we should be able to choose which maps we want to play in. Let everybody pick a map that they would like to play in, and then at random, the game just selects a map at random out of all the 6 maps chosen. I think
Okay.
that would be so good rather than just being given different maps
Yes, you're right.
and being able to choose your hero ahead of a map. So you
Oh,
choose your
and
map first. And
have you seen those goofy Zeptolab ads about Boulette
yeah, they're so cringy. I'm like,
Wait,
just
but
game
there
on.
are good things in them. I remember there was an ad where uh, there were actually windows and doors in the on a map, you know, and that's something that added to the advertisement, but they never implemented in the game.
I would really like to see doors on the
How
maps
about like
that you can open and close, and also passages
yeah,
that would teleport you to the other side of the map, for example.
yeah, definitely that would be a
Door
lot more
spacing,
interesting.
yeah. Teleporting doors. That's a good one spacing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they can
So,
implement these in the newer maps or maybe in modes like TDM where the matches last longer and there are more chances to interact with the map and it's going to be
true.
so much more fun. Oh, and maybe vehicles like you can hop on. I don't know.
oh,
You get on a train.
the devs are probably watching this and they're like, these people are crazy. They are giving us all
These
these
people are
suggestions.
crazy.
Yeah.
They're throwing all these ideas our way and we're never gonna do it. That's sad. I do get it because from a developer's POV, if you were a developer, you would understand how hard it is to create a
Yeah.
new feature. You need to program it. It's going to be a ton of bugs. The more complicated it is, but then it's a cost to make your game better. You can't improve. You can't make quality work without effort. I think these are like user interface features, like a teammate.
Yeah.
I think like a teammate is not the most important though. I think we need a report a teammate option. Yes, because it's been an eternal issue. Like people
Gee.
always complain about people they team kill, they use
Yeah.
hacks, but then none of it can be solved in game. You have to keep record of that, or you go to the server and the people tell you you just have to wait for auto ban. There's no active moderation in the game, and
Yeah.
again, it takes resources. So yeah, it's hard. We're on to stats, match results, and replays. Yeah, I think these are very old problems. Like, Bullet Echo is actually lacking the maturity of a proper global multiplayer shooter game where you're supposed to have battle logs and replays, but they never had them. And they're not planning them either.
But recording a whole match, like every move you make, every ability you take, would be really difficult to make first, and
Yes,
secondly, it
yes.
would have a great impact on performance and stability, connection stability.
At least maybe they can add an option, because I know a lot of replays, they can be saved locally. Like if people don't want to do that, then they can just switch it off. Friendlist and chat, more of on the socials part. Do you guys have anything to add here? Oh, direct chat with friends. Actually, yes. Actually, this one is good. A lot of times, how do you know how I talk with people? You have to type in your name. Say, oh, sorry, I'm not free. I have to play TDM, or a team is full or something.
The invite thing.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
sometimes if I really desperately want to get somebody on my team, I would just change my name and tell him why, and then I would invite him. I would spam invite. But yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I would change my
that's
name
actually
to
smart.
something like, oh, please join my team. I need you, or I need you for a YouTube video. Please join, something like that.
That's
But
actually a smart idea.
yeah, but it's a desperate means, because they don't have direct chat. This one is definitely
Yeah,
easier to do.
sometimes I feel
Direct.
real bad declining people's invite because there's no option for me to tell them I'm in a team or something, or I'm busy or something.
They
You
might be
just
concerned about community environment where people just swear at each other or something. But an easy way to solve that would just be to offer a list of possible
reply.
chat messages.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then you're restricted to sending those messages. But of course,
yeah.
it has to be a refined list, so that it can cover a lot of things. Why don't you make the game more free to play and fix pay to win? Do you guys think Boulette Eggroll is pay to win? And how would you define pay to win?
Yo, I don't think Boulette Eggroll is pay to win, just because I've been playing the game since 2021, and the only times I paid for stuff on Boulette Eggroll is to unlock a new hero ahead of time. But I've been able to gain a lot of progress without having to pay for stuff. I think what happens to many people is they're, they're not aware of the trophy at their hero power level. Many times, many people think trophies, the more trophies you have, means that you must upgrade your hero, even if you can upgrade your hero. So I have like a guideline of when I advise people to upgrade their heroes. So, for example, if you have between 0 to 1,000 trophies, then your hero should have like an ideal power of 200 to 400. If you have between 200 to 400, and then you're playing in the league of maybe 2,000 to 3,000 trophies, you're going to die very easily. So I think that's the trap a lot of people are in when they've upgraded their hero ahead of the power of their current power. So they just feel everybody's overpowered, and then they feel, oh, everybody's paid to win. But I don't think that's the case at all. But I don't know if you guys have a different opinion to that.
What about if people reach like 10,000 trophies, but they don't have like very high level gears, right? It's hard to upgrade gears compared to upgrading heroes.
Yeah.
So,
So I think
if
it's
people pay, they will
yeah,
get like more buffs with the gears, right?
yeah, that too. But many people also made the mistake of spreading their resources across so many heroes at
And
some
gears.
point in the game. Yeah,
yeah,
so the get resources they were meant to use for their favorite heroes. Any new hero that was unlocked, they tried the hero out, they upgraded the gear, they upgraded the hero, and then now when they find themselves in divine level playing against people who don't even play around, they're just there to win. They come as a team, they're dominating. They're gonna feel overpowered and then start blaming them. Oh, you guys are paid to win players. Meanwhile, no, many of these guys may have paid to win, but many of them may have actually channeled their resources to their favorite heroes from the beginning. I know when I face a firefly and I see a firefly kills me, for example, it shows you the stats of the player who killed you.
Yes.
When I
Yes.
see the
yeah.
gear sets, I see many of them have their gear sets upgraded to almost divine level. So you can see that that's somebody who has actually channeled a lot of his resources to the hero he's most comfortable with. But many times it's the opposite for a lot of players. They make that mistake early on and it bites them in the ass moving forward.
Do you agree
Yeah,
with Zeptolab's stance here that uh they say that Star Pass heroes are not pay to win because they will be free sometime later. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
Okay.
And I
yeah,
like the fact that they tease with the new hero. It makes it exciting. It makes the new hero anticipated. So I mean, if you don't want to pay, you can always wait and get the hero. But they do give you chances to even unlock these heroes in draws, or just spend some bucks, buy some chests, complete some missions. You find yourself unlocking the hero even at the same time before it's when it's released to everybody else. So I don't have a problem with this, and they are correct to say it's free to all. It just has it favors people who are going to pay to unlock it ahead of time. It's the same with any other business. They do that where they offer first come first serve type benefits, and then before it's open to everybody else. Even YouTube does it where you can put out content to your members first before it's public to everybody else. So if YouTube can do that, why can't Boulette Eggroll restrict the players to a few people who pay for it before it's unlocked to everybody else? It's a business at the end
yeah,
of the day.
How would you
yeah.
define pay to win?
So my own definition of pay to win is, I believe it's what it is maybe you have the resources rather than take the time to grind and do contracts and play all these high reward modes. You want to skip all of that and you just want to pay because you have the money. You pay for nuts, you pay for bucks, you pay for all of these things, and you just upgrade your hero to the highest level. Yes, I know there are a few people like that, but have you seen the prices of some of these resources? It's not something many people would just easily want to pay like that. So it's only a fraction of people who actually would pay to win, but the vast majority of people are more skilled. There are a lot more people, pardon me, who are more skilled than the pay to win players, if you ask me.
I think Pew Pew's stance is like uh there are a very small bunch of players who pay to win. And but that doesn't make the game in general pay to win. That's from the player based stance, right? From the player based
Precisely.
perspective. Okay. What about Zitzo?
Well, first of all, we need to know what pay to win is. In
Mm-hmm.
my own definition, I think the word pay to win is not exactly what it means, what it says. Because pay to win, it says you pay and then you win, but no, it doesn't really happen that in game. Pay to win is kind of people just buy stuff like resources to make their account upgrade faster than the other players playing for free. So they are ahead of people, but it's not exactly. It doesn't mean that they are better than the free to win players.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, because they are not exactly paying to win every game. They might
Your,
have a
your
boost in
definition
damage.
uh your definition of pay to win is kind of different from Eggrow. So Eggrow thinks that uh if not a lot of players are pay to win, then the game is not pay to win. But you think that if the game offers this option to pay to win, then it is pay to win. Is that
Yeah,
what you
to
think?
some degree,
Okay.
it is pay to win, but you can't exactly buy skills.
Well, so do you think Bullet Echo is pay to win?
To some
Or
degree, yeah.
yeah, true. So to what degree?
Yes, some are pay to win. For the star pass, I don't think it is pay to win because every game does that. There's a period um of time in the game where every game introduces something new, and then
Okay.
that new thing can't be obtained like on the first day of it being dropped by the free to win player because they kind of have to make some money. If they don't make money, they can't improve the game. But for
Okay.
the resources part, I think, yeah, that part might be the Joker cards, the bucks, the
Mm-hmm.
coins, the chips. That part is kind of like pay to win, in my opinion.
Pay to win, how would I define it? Well, if you pay and you get a lot of resources that significantly improve your, for example, increase your damage or hero stats, that makes you stronger without spending too much time, that then the game becomes pay to win. That's the first part of it. Another is, for example, you have to pay to get anything. For example, in Boulette Eggroll, in contract system, if you want to be top 1 or top 2 to get the skin in weekly contract, you have to buy contract pass. Without it, you won't get the skin. Or arcade, for example. So, of course, all of these things are or will be available for free, but when you can pay to get something faster and easier, but then it becomes pays to win.
Yeah, do you think Boulette Eggroll is pay to win?
I think yes. The advantage that pay to win gives the players who pay is too big compared to fun to play players.
I think we should give Mr. Pew Pew an opportunity to respond.
So I get the sentiment. If you're gonna have to pay to get a lot of resources, that's pay to win. The reason I would say it really pay to win or just pay to get more resources ahead of time. So Zitzo had said you can pay for all of the resources, but you can't pay to polish your skills. So you can imagine if somebody who is a noob, for example, if Boulette Eggroll pays, is constantly paying, does that automatically mean he's going to win? No.
No.
So it takes a skilled player to for you to really milk the system, for you to say, okay, I'm paid to win. Because let's take for example one of these Swaggy, for example. Do you think Swaggy is paid to win? No, Swaggy is just a
No.
skilled. He's just a skilled dude. Whether you pay or you don't pay, if you like max out all your resources, he's gonna get you with Arnie. You get, so it's not really a case of pay to win. Yes, you can pay to equalize, the playing field in terms of gear, but if a pay to win alter who is not skilled meets an alter who has had to grind but is skilled, the skilled alter is going to win most of the time. You get me? So I don't think it's a case of pay to win. You just pay to get all of the resources, but at the end of the day, it boils down to your skill. Is in summary, is what I'm trying to say.
You talk about how people don't get skill by paying, and I totally agree. But
Yeah.
what if people are somewhat equally skilled, and then this person pays? So, for example, he gets a mid pro at level 20. He gets like 200 plus heal per second, and then this other person gets like 180. One of the person paid. Do you think they get a better advantage?
So yes, on paper they do. But you also have to understand that Boulette Eggroll is mostly a team sport. It's mostly a team game. Yes, if it's a 1v1 like King of the Hill, for example, yes. I'm sure the person if they're equally skilled and one is ahead of the other in terms of resources who had to pay, yes, that's if they face each other. But you also have to recognize that there are many equalizers. One, it could be that this person is the person who ended up not paying is sneakier than you. Maybe you are more of the heads-on guy, and this person is aware that there's some, I don't know. And then if you're playing with a team as well of equally skilled people, that too matters. Do you understand? So I think there are many things, and even the maps matter as well. So there are many things that really balance out the people who end up paying for resources in comparison to the people who don't. But I'd like to believe that the people who don't pay to win are way more than people who pay to win, because like I mentioned before, the cost of these resources sometimes to make it a regular thing is actually on the high side. I'm not sure many people will be willing to pay for those regularly. Yeah.
All right, understood. First, my definition of pay to win, it doesn't mean that you have to win every single match after you pay, but it means that you get a large advantage inside the game after you pay. Second, much like how Zeptolab has put it here, people would say that a game is not pay to win as long as all features can be unlocked for free eventually. But I cannot completely agree with that, because in the condition, for example, that a new Star Pass hero is broken and it gives big advantages to the user, like back in the Vi days. And if this hero is exclusive to people who paid for 3 months, then for that duration of 3 months, this hero could be pay to win. But of course, if the hero isn't broken, then it doesn't fit the criteria of pay to win, because I'm focusing on the advantage that people get from paying. So if they buy the new hero, but all they get is just access to the new hero, which is not broken, then that doesn't mean it's pay to win. What I consider to be the single most important point that people should know when discussing pay to win is that it's not a pure yes or no answer. And it's a combination of factors. So some features in the game, like what Zitzo said, is more pay to win, such as the resources you get, because some resources are really, really limited, even if they're even if you can get it for free. Let's say drone copies. Then
And the
these
coils.
features are more pay to win, and then some of them are less pay to win.
Free.
Batteries and
The nuts.
and nuts. Nuts are easier to obtain, so they're less pay to win. And so if I were to rank Boulette Eggroll in general on a pay to win scale, from 0% to 100%, I would actually choose it somewhere between 60 to 70%.
I would say 30 to 40%. Maybe.
Okay.
60 kind of seems really high.
Yeah, I would say
I guess
60, 70 is.
50 is neutral. I mean, 50 is like neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys seen any hackers or cheats, either personally or online? Hackers.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I have noticed some shady behaviors. There's sometimes that when I'm facing a team, my internet, my ping just increases extremely high. And
Oh.
by the time it normalizes, I'm dead. And I noticed that it happened every single match. Whenever I face this team, my ping just goes extremely high. And then I die. That what?
Lower chance that it's
Sorry?
a coincidence.
Yeah, yeah. No, because sometimes, I mean, I play from Nigeria, and the internet over here sometimes can be extremely funny. So I just like to give it a benefit of that, that maybe it's Nigeria that happens to
Yeah.
the internet about 2 or 3 times in a row. But yeah, I've noticed some shady things like that.
What about Zitzzo? What's your experience with cheats? Not you using, but meeting. I mean, what's your experience of meeting cheats?
Well, like we were talking about before, Pew Pew was here. The birther cheat. I've seen some people cheating with birther because basically, when they're spraying, there's a certain level where their vision couldn't exceed from there, and also they can only see with the help of their teammates. If their teammates cone on them, then they can see them, or the Raven is scanning or Cyclops is scanning. But sometimes they lock onto you and they are shooting at you, even though they can't see you. And even if you're moving, they're following you with the gun.
Yeah.
So I think
Without
that's
them detecting you at
a
all.
hack. Yeah. I think some better players are hacking.
That I've actually seen some pretty ridiculous hacks. Like for example, a bit back in the years, there was this hack where a Sparkle can have the firing cone of a Mirage. Just imagine Sparkle running around with Mirage cone, but Sparkle fire rate, but Sparkle damage. So she's gonna
So it'll be like
one-shot
one shot everyone, yeah.
And then there was this, suspected cheater who's active in Southern or Northern America, I believe. This person plays Blizzard a lot. What he does was he uses a fire rate hack where his Blizzard fires extremely fast, maybe like at least 2 times faster, and then they would be capable of shooting through walls, like aiming at somebody behind walls and then shooting them dead. So there have been a lot of sightings of this person, but sadly,
that video went really viral.
Yes, I don't think they're banned yet to this date. Are there any bugs that you find particularly funny or remarkable?
I think the craziest bug I have seen is with the Quon's hook. When he was released, he could go through walls, really thick walls.
Oh, that one. Yes, the trick of doing that is actually you go into a peak position, and you don't have to be at the edge of a wall. You can just face the wall and then just tilt your character slightly so that you're into peak position, and then you throw the hook at the wall, and you're going to glitch through that entire section of the obstacle, no matter how long it is.
Damn.
To me, the most memorable bug was definitely the Leviathan one. That was actually the first YouTube video I posted ever. It was in August 2023. So after the Leviathan turret remake, you could place turret and then cancel turret, and then the shield would stay. And it's not a visual bug. It's not visual. It's actually existing, that shield. So we managed to abuse it, and then we went to the center of the map, like the cross, and then we started camping there by making a cocoon around us. And then in the end, nobody could get through. And Zeptolab, back then, they actually made fun of their own bug. They said, let's make some different shapes with the shield bug and post them on the server or something like that. Yeah, gladly they fixed it. They fixed it pretty
They
quickly.
had some funny marketing back then.
Yeah. I think it got fixed like within that day, like a few hours afterwards. So yeah, that was pretty fast. Probably because it was a serious problem.
Another bug they discussed was by being able to dash.
Dashing through a wall was officially confirmed as a bug. Yeah, it's not a feature. So back then, there were several ways how it happened. So at first, when she was first released, she needed 2 dashes to go through walls. Like 1 dash to get stuck, and then 2nd dash to go through. Then afterwards, people also discovered some spots where she could just go through with 1 dash, as long as you're close to the wall. Let's go through some of the general questions. Does Kitsune Lynx wear underwear?
Oh
my god.
I've seen this question. I've been reading this. I've seen this question. I'm like, what came to his mind to ask this question? Oh,
and
that's a funny question.
What's the cheat code for infinite ammo? You guys could try that. Let's try that sometime. Maybe it's instant ban.
Yeah, maybe.
And why am I still playing this game?
That's funny.
What's your favorite meme? Screaming chicken on tree. I haven't seen that meme before.
Nope.
Have you guys seen it before?
No, I haven't seen
I'm not
it.
that good with memes. So should we end this? Or you guys have anything more to there's anything you want to say, either to us or to the audience, or to Zeptolab?
Hey guys, thank you for supporting us. You know, it's a community that is still growing. I know a lot of people complain about pay to win and all that, but just know the developers are doing whatever it is they can to make the game enjoyable. You guys keep grinding, play Altar more, hate Altar less, and yeah, man, keep making content for you guys. All right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, man.
Do tournaments. They should do tournaments. Yeah.
Oh, so you want Zeptolab to do tournaments?
Yeah, to make the game more competitive and lively.
Indeed. I'll probably sign up to be commentator.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
I'll support you as a commentator.
Oh, you shouldn't support me. You should come on stage. So, if nothing else, I'm gonna wrap up. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the end of our show. Thank you very much for staying with us till the end, and we hope that it is interesting and inspiring. If you have any questions or opinions about the game or anything you want to share, don't hesitate to comment below the video. And in the future, I might read some of the questions in the Echo Show series. Once again, thank you Spacing, Boulette Eggroll, and Zitzzo for joining us today. Goodbye and see you later.
Bye.
Bye.